Today we're gonna go to Joshua Tree to shoot Comet NEOWISE. 1-day trip. Right now it is 5 o'clock. We want to get there at around 7 or so we can be able to scout locations and stuff, because we did not do that last time and it did not turn out too well. So hopefully we get some good stuff, and yeah, hopefully it all works out. So here's the deal. It's like what? It's around 7:38 and we're gonna start shooting it around 9 or so, right? We're trying to find where the comet is, and the comet is gonna be around that area. Should be around there. So this is the compass and it's gonna be northwest. So northwest should be right around there. So we're mainly trying to find compositions that will work with shooting Comet NEOWISE and the Milky Way after. So we come to this area, so hopefully we can find something good. And you said Milky Way was probably the opposite stuff. Milky Way, well, if NEOWISE is that way, Milky Way should be then Milky Way should be like around this area. That's not bad. No, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid actually, especially with the bigger one. So I also have this app where it pretty much tells you where the Milky Way is gonna be. And right now should be around there. So if we can get something with that, then that would work out really well. I think we find a composition. That is definitely it, Chief. This is definitely it, Chief. Because look at this area right here. Just look at that. That right there is it. Because if you look at the compass right here, that is northwest. And that is a really, really nice area. One of the main things that I'm trying to find for a Comet NEOWISE is kind of a simple kind of composition, because it's kind of a simple subject. So you want to make sure that the subject that's supporting it, which is like kind of this rock area over here, is simple as well. So this is really gonna be good. And we're gonna shoot this with a telephoto 70-200, and hopefully things work out well, which I think they will. This is really nice. All right, let's go grab the camera gear. All right, sounds good. We're just about setting up camp, and this is so nice. We picked out a really good area. I'll have my camera going for a time lapse, and he's gonna get his telephoto on there so we can shoot NEOWISE. So yeah, I think we got a pretty decent composition set up. NEOWISE only comes around every, what, 6,000 years? So this is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity to go ahead and shoot it. So we're gonna take full advantage of it since we're here on the 21st and it leaves, I think, the 24th. So hopefully we get some good shots in, and I know for a fact we will. After that, we're gonna be definitely shooting some Milky Way shots, but yeah, let's do this thing. 14-30 off, 70-200 on, so we can get a great shot of Comet NEOWISE. I'm aimed this way. So I got this large rock, and then it turns into a little L. Oh, I see, yeah. And then you've got those two mountains over there. Yeah, I'm aiming for those two ones specifically. That's what my composition should look like. This is what my dude has. I thought we had the same composition, but we definitely don't. But
stealing each other's compositions?
We're not stealing each other's compositions, because that is lame. That is lame. So yeah, I think this is definitely gonna work out.
I'm gonna steal a composition later, but
please don't steal my composition.
I'm definitely steal a composition later.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. Yeah, now we all gotta do is wait till the actual thing comes out. It is 8:20, so right now is actually blue hour. We're gonna wait and see how things play out. I think it's gonna turn out very well. I'm very excited. What's up, guys? We're now behind the camera, behind the scenes, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about what's going on and whatnot throughout the time here. This is a first-person point of view GoPro, and this is just a test shot as to where I think Comet NEOWISE will be, and that's all this is. So the sort of main setup I have right now is I have my 70-200 on with a 200mm focal length, and I'm shooting at f2.8 so I can make sure to get as much light in as possible. And the main thing I have is I have a 10-minute timer or 10-second timer for when I'm shooting, because I want to make sure that the tripod doesn't shake when I'm shooting, and I want to make sure that because I'm using a telephoto lens, the shake is much more noticeable. So having a 10-second timer is very crucial. And the great thing is that if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but the Big Dipper is up there, and right under there should be Comet NEOWISE, and that is exactly where I'm pointing to. So it should make a good photo, and I'm positioned in the right place. As you can see in a bit, this is where Comet NEOWISE will actually be, and we are very off from where I actually thought it was going to be. So we just had to make a few adjustments, and that's what we're going to do in the next part of this. Okay, so as you guys saw, the Comet NEOWISE is actually way higher up and way more to the left than I thought. So we're gonna have to change the composition completely, but good thing we have a lot of time so we can work with it. Plus, as the sun, or as time goes on, the NEOWISE will move more down. So hopefully we can get different compositions and kind of work with that. So here I'm just going to be taking another test shot, and now the sun has gone much more down. So be taking another shot here with my telephoto. I have this little idea as to where I want the comet. I want it kind of between these two crevices and a little bit above it, and just to make a very interesting photo with this kind of foreground subject. Right here, I'm just really locating where the comet was. And as we go on here, this is kind of a time lapse of the GoPro view. I know it's really dark, so you can't actually see anything, but just trust me, all the green lights are photos going off and whatnot. I know you guys don't want to sit through like 10 iterations of this for the same thing, so I just made a little time lapse so you guys can see. Well, my goal is for these photos is just to be able to take these photos and then stack them in post. The problem I had though, and as you can see with this last photo, the main problem I had was there was a lot of clouds in the sky. So that means that when I stack them in post, there's gonna be a lot of artifacts of things moving, especially the clouds. So the main thing I had to really deal with here is the fact that I can only use 3 photos to stack, so I can able to reduce the noise and make it a much cleaner image. So I actually really like this photo a lot. I think it goes well with the composition and what I was framing in the foreground. Alright, so I just got 10 shots of NEOWISE. I'm going to go change out my lens to a 1430 so we can go ahead and shoot the Milky Way. I'm going to wait a little bit longer for NEOWISE to actually get lower in the ground so we can shoot, or lower in the sky, so we can shoot better compositions. So, but for now, I think I got a pretty good one. I got my 14 to 30 on here. Gonna be shooting some long exposures and whatnot. So for the Milky Way, I'm gonna be shooting 10 exposures of the sky and then about 2 for the foreground. Then I'm gonna go ahead and stack them in post and then blend in the foreground with the sky. So that's what I'm planning to do with the Comet NEOWISE as well, but more just the sky, so we can get less noise and whatnot. So let's go shoot some Milky Way stuff. All right, now we are transitioning from shooting Comet NEOWISE to now going to the Milky Way. And this was a little bit more, it was actually a very difficult night to shoot Milky Way photos, and you're going to see in these next 10 images is the fact that there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of clouds. And I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it's enough to the point where when you're editing it in post, it makes a lot of artifacts. And you saw the foreground photo there, and this is the image that I came out with. So instead of actually being able to stack the images, what I did, I just used one image for the sky and one image for the foreground and then blended the two together, so I'm able to get a nice even exposure for both sides. So I'm able to expose for the foreground and then I'm able to expose for the sky and then blend those two together in post. This is what I do for pretty much every single photo that I took. I wasn't able to stack any, unfortunately, because when I did, there's a lot of artifacts and I just felt like it would have been better to just shoot the foreground and then the sky and blend that together. Overall, I really like this image though, so let's keep on moving. So here we move on to our different location. This is a location where our friend Drake was. I moved over to where he was, and I just go ahead and fire off my 10 shots. And yeah, this place had a lot more of the clouds than before. And you can see here the clouds kind of take over this image, and it's not really what I wanted. And so I end up just taking the foreground image here and not doing anything with it. I don't edit it or anything, and just kind of not use this photo. I didn't really care for it, and it's a lot of work to actually edit these two together. So I just figured, you know, the clouds don't really do me any favors, so I'm not gonna even bother making a photo. Alright, so it is time to go shoot NEOWISE again. I'm going to be shooting with my 7200 again. Got to switch lenses because I was just shooting the Milky Way. So I switched my lens out, and we're gonna be shooting more photos of Comet NEOWISE. At this moment in time, I thought what happened before, essentially, when we went to go shoot here at Joshua Tree, is that Comet NEOWISE moved more south in terms of the sky. But here you can tell it's actually moving more in a different direction, different than what we predicted. So we're not able to really work with these. I don't really care for these compositions, and you're gonna see that, you know, it doesn't really work out in the end. But I really like the first photo that I got of Comet NEOWISE. I think it worked out really, really well. And you see in this photo, you know, the composition just isn't working. I don't think NEOWISE is in a good position. And plus, you know, the wind and the clouds are coming in, and it just doesn't work out. You know, that's one thing about landscape photography, is the fact that you're not going to be able to get what you want all the time. And one of those things is going to be the fact that, you know, weather is a real issue. And especially for shooting things like the Milky Way, weather is even more important. So sad that we couldn't get the most out of shooting Comet NEOWISE, but I thought these were great images, at least the first one that I got. So now, since I realized that, you know, the telephoto stuff with Comet NEOWISE isn't working out, so I'm going to go ahead and switch lenses here, taking off my 70-200 and throwing on my 14-30. You know, just gonna go ahead and shoot more Milky Way. One thing I kind of want to point out is the fact that my 14-30 is an f4, so stacking becomes even more important. I was shooting at ISO 5000 pretty much the entire time. So I mean, having a f1.8 20mm would have been great, but I mean, you gotta do with what you got, you know. And I think with f4 it's definitely workable if you guys are planning to shoot astrophotography. But having something like 2.8 and lower is definitely ideal. This is where my GoPro kind of cut out, so you don't see all of the green lights going off. But these are the sky images that I took. The first one is where the clouds really weren't in the way. And this is my foreground image, trying to light up the foreground. And this is the final image that I got. I actually really like this image a lot. I really enjoy how the kind of composition came together. I like the fact that the Milky Way was in between the two kind of rock formations that I liked. And the clouds weren't in the photo too much, so I think it worked out pretty well. I like this photo. These were the other two photos that I came out with. What do you guys think of them? These are kind of the images I thought were the best. I did not like the second Milky Way photo that I took. But these three were the images that I got, and I really like these ones. So let me know what you guys think. What is your guys' favorite photo? Let me know down in the comment section down below, and let's get back to finishing the video. Alright, so we are done shooting landscapes, or what are we shooting again? We are done shooting astrophotography because there's just too many clouds and I can't see a NEOWISE anymore. But I think I got some good photos, and I think you got some good photos too.
I think I got a few good photos.
I think just a few. So we're gonna head back, and that's pretty much it for today, guys. I really hope you guys liked this video. Hope you guys saw a bit of NEOWISE right there. And yeah, what do you want to say?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Okay.
Actually, don't subscribe.
No, wait, please subscribe. Please subscribe.
No. It's not important.
No, I think you guys should. All right, we'll catch you guys in the next one.